Coming up right now, forget about the happiest place on earth. We're going to tell you why it's a brawl world after all.
Also coming up, it's the latest social media trend being called out by doctors. Hopefully, it's just a phase.
Yeah, I hope so. A little bit later on, Motley Crue's Tommy Lee has a back in my day story, why he's actually shocked that he's still alive, and how much he actually used to throw back in just one night.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash. We are ready to get going and everything. Working on memoirs we've been talking about. Maddie, how's your memoir coming along?
Yes.
It's very good. I've already got a title for it.
Is it what, Matt? What's your memoir?
Ode Day Do.
Beau Day Do.
Ode Day Do.
Day Do.
Oh,
It's going to be the cover.
they do.
Oh, they do. Oh, they do.
Is that D-E-U-X or is that D-O-O-O?
D-O-O.
I don't
See
Okay.
what I did there?
I don't think Matt's sophisticated enough with the EAUX
I was
stuff.
trying. I didn't know.
No,
Maybe
no,
he was
I get
fancying
it.
up.
It's
I have 2 degrees from a legit school.
Online, but it's okay.
Yeah. 7 degrees and of separation.
Okay, have you
Giving
heard
Matt a
about
hard
this
time.
latest McDonald's promotion?
I don't think so.
Free Fry Fridays.
Okay, you hooked me.
Yeah,
all
right. Okay, now there's
There's a catch.
Yeah, there's a catch. You got to order your food on the app. You got to spend at least $1. But if you do, you get a free medium fry on a Friday.
That's smart. Anytime you give any kind of food away, generally you're always going to order something else with it, so it makes sense there. But it's so interesting. As much as a lot of people bag on McDonald's, they have the best fries, in my
They do.
opinion.
I don't know what it is. And the Coca-Cola.
And Coca-Cola, which is a special blend, my understanding.
Is that the deal?
Well, that they make sure that it's calibrated, the carbonation in the syrup. Like, from my understanding, this could be an urban legend.
Yeah.
If it is, let me know. But that they got with Coca-Cola and they said, okay, we want ours to taste different. And I know that when I was drinking soft drinks, there's restaurants, the soft drinks taste totally different. It's because of that. So.
Well, so from now until the end of this year, free Fry Fridays at McDonald's. Participating locations only through the app.
So tomorrow, make sure you do that. We should have free Fry Fridays.
We should.
I mean, it goes along with our Beer Wednesdays.
Beer Wednesdays.
Beer Wednesdays.
Yeah,
That's
more
which
fun.
We do have. That is very, very
Is it free Beer Wednesdays?
If you come along, yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's buying it, so it's, we try to go around, everybody brings it down, so we'll
Got
see
it.
about that. All right, that's on Wednesdays too. Shocking video from Disneyland shows a group of adults, I did say adults, inside the park for a wild fight there in California. At least 5 men and women seen shoving, punching, kicking, wrestling each other near the Mad Tea Party attraction.
Oh, go figure.
Yeah, right? It's a little unclear what led to that fight. It ended up with a baby stroller almost being tipped over. No arrest yet following the confrontation, as the incident remains under investigation. I know that Disney, at least in Florida, you get caught fighting like that, you're banned. We don't want you coming here anymore.
As you should.
Yeah, I think so too. There should be maybe people will double think before something
Now,
like that
at
happens.
Disneyland, California, they don't have a lot of places to drink at Disneyland, but at California Adventure they do. And I know they limit the alcohol at the parks to kind of prevent this sort of thing from happening.
And you would think like Epcot, because the whole thing about Epcot is drink around the world.
Yes.
Like people go there just to
Yeah.
do that, to try the different beers. And
Maybe
you
you're
don't
so
really-
sloshed you can't
Yeah.
muster up the
It's such
anger
an
to fight.
expensive, stupid thing to do, and you're getting kicked out. You're getting banned. There was just a video of a guy jumping in the World Showcase pond at Epcot. Considering it's food and wine right now, and it's like, they're going to find you. The minute you're on property, there's facial recognition all over the
There's
place.
no way you're going to get away from
No.
it. Yeah, and there's people everywhere. If Disney knows anything, they know how to staff their people. And,
Yeah.
you never hear about people getting away with things.
No.
Plus, aren't you tagged with a band? I mean, you're
And then there's
basically
another
your
thing.
ears pierced by the time you walk in that place. Can't get away from it. Track you around the world.
Right.
Well, medical experts are sounding the alarm over another strange social media trend, which sees people using a device to pinch their cheeks to achieve the look of dimples. The dimple maker is is a cherry-shaped tweezer-like device with two small round connections on the end of wires. What could possibly go wrong? The goal is to pinch between the inner and outer cheeks to create a dent in the hopes of achieving dimples. The effects of the device are temporary, but experts warn they could cause lasting damage to your facial muscles. Natural dimples are genetic and are caused by the irregular growth of a facial muscle during development in the womb. My question is, why doesn't TikTok stop all these challenges and this kind of video?
And it seems like they should be liable because they're spreading propaganda around. Really, that's unhealthy. And it's just, if they're not doing anything, they're actually supporting it. It was one way to look at it. That
Yes.
sort of thing. Now, keep in mind, my back of my legs, they look like cottage cheese because I lay on carpet for a long amount of time. And so when I stand up, those dimples in the back of my leg, that's a totally different thing. Tommy Lee, we know him from Motley Crue, actually surprised about what he's put through his body in his 61 years of life. Didn't they snort ants?
Yep.
All of Motley Crue?
With
Ozzy
Osbourne.
Oh, yeah.
The former Motley Crue drummer appeared on Bill Maher's podcast, which, by the way, is everybody going to Bill Maher and just speaking? Like, this is like I'm getting more info from Bill Maher from anybody.
From his podcast, definitely.
Anyway, he said that he used to drink, get this, 2 gallons of vodka a day.
Rock and roll.
How much water do you try to drink a day? A gallon. Matt, you always walk around.
Half gallon.
Imagine drinking twice that amount, but it's vodka.
No.
Lee said that when his doctor did a full medical scan, he actually came back all clear. Tommy admitted that he and his bandmate Nikki Sixx had an unusual next step when they run out of drugs while on tour, when their party attitude was always quick, faster, louder, and harder. Lee recently celebrated, get this, and this is good news, 1 year of sobriety, so good for him. That it shows you at any age, no matter what level, you can turn that around and become sober.
Is it possible that some people are just built to withstand that kind of abuse in their body?
It's rock
whether
and roll.
It's
Look at the
booze or
Stones.
smokes
That's what I was
or
gonna say.
I mean, look at the Stones. They're 80, and they were walking around with bottles of Jack all night.
Keith Richards
Yeah.
still can do it, man.
I
I don't know. Yeah, and it's like, why are they only
Do
associated
they just get
with
fermented, or there's a coating that
Rock and roll.
happens
I
once
think
you
it
hit a
is.
line?
But don't you find it odd? Like, there's some people that they're marathon runners and then they drop dead the next day, or a person smokes a single cigarette and all of a sudden they have lung cancer, and yet you've got Tommy Lee who can drink
People
2
that-
gallons of vodka a day.
Who's done
and
everything?
He's still 61 and fine.
And kids, if you're thinking about that, though, we also tell you about Jim Morrison and Janet
There are a
Joplin.
lot- yeah, there are a lot of
People,
examples.
Mama Cass. I mean,
Yes.
there's a lot of people that did not live healthy lives, and they were in rock and
Maybe
roll.
it's his Greek heritage because he's Greek.
That could be
maybe
something, too.
maybe he's just got that the body that can basically
Genetics.
maintain everything and have no problem.
Yeah, that's a big deal if you know what we're
It is
talking
a big
about.
deal. Well, a random text nearly a decade ago has led to a great story and another holiday get-together between two strangers. 24-year-old Jamal Hinton and 66-year-old Wanda Dench will spend Thanksgiving together for the 8th year in a row. The two became friends after Wanda texted the then teenager back in 2016. Their chance meeting happened when she thought she was actually texting her grandson about turkey dinner. You probably heard this story. They soon realized she had texted the wrong person, but Hinton, who was 17 at the time, jokingly asked, hey, if he could still get a plate. Well, he's still getting a plate. They're celebrating the holidays again for another year.
I think it's a wonderful
Isn't that
story.
great? Yeah.
And she, this is the good part of the world and that sort of thing. And Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday altogether. And we should do more of these kind of things. You
I
know what I'm
agree,
saying?
definitely.
How about nice houses to have set Thanksgivings?
Let's get into houses for sale. It comes with a married couple who are selling their New Jersey mansion made of real gold for $9.995 million.
Wow.
$6 million less than what it cost to build. Here we go. Here are the details. The current homeowners, Dan and Cherie,
Oh, this is a classy place, I can tell already.
used 47,000 sheets of 22-karat gold leaf to build the home. The couple finished the construction of the 16,000 square foot chateau back in
That's not bad.
2012. After buying the property in 2007 for $2 million, they spent $14 million
And there
on
we
construction and landscaping. Their time, effort, and money resulted in a bedazzled mansion just 15 miles northwest of New York City, complete with 8 bedrooms, 13 fireplaces, a home theater, and 2 bars. They paid an artist $1.5 million for the murals in the house, as well as all the gold leaf used to bling out the property. The estate has plenty of parking with a 4-car garage, which has lifts for 8 cars, cars, but the couple, they still prefer to park their Rolls Royce right out front.
Of course. But if you have a Rolls Royce, you park it out front so everybody can see you doing that.
Yeah, what put it in the garage?
I mean, gorgeous. I mean, outside, I mean, I'm digging it. Too much gold, almost like a sultan. So we can kind of go through some of those pictures, like a sultan's home when you have too much gold.
Too much,
There
yeah.
has to be a gold toilet in one of those bathrooms.
Oh, I'm certain
Oh,
there
has
is.
to be.
Sure.
I mean, they have two
No
bars there.
question.
This looks really nice outside. And it's weird that this is only 14 miles from
New York City.
which tells you like, wow, look how gorgeous, a little bridge there and everything. But then you go inside it and you're like, oh, all right, that's opulent. Okay, I get that. But sometimes the gold just, when you do too much of something like this right here, you lose it. But it's a gorgeous home.
It's a lot. If you got, the money to pay for it, it can be yours. The movie theater's nice.
With
Look
Laurel
at
and Hardy
that.
on either side, that kind of would freak me out.
It's a little bizarre.
All right, we're going to tell you what's coming up. Speaking of movies, Screen Chatter, we're also going to do some daily digits with our boy Maddie. All of that and so much more coming up right around the corner right here on Daily Flash. Stick around.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Our next guest is Dr. Christina Rahm, who has a new book out called Be Your Own Inspiration, which focuses on self-awareness and self-confidence. Dr. Rahm, welcome to Daily Flash.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So this book is part of a series called Cure the Causes. Can you explain what this means?
Yes, I'm a doctor that's a scientist. I'm a mother of four. I do nanobiotechnology, bioscience engineering as a postdoc. And then I work with nutraceuticals and supplements at the Root Brands, and I do clothing lines and animal lines and everything from healthcare to wellness, basically, and even environmental science. And through all of this, I've traveled to 88 countries. And so I've seen a lot of war. I've seen a lot of issues with governments, with different projects that I've worked with. And I've been around a lot of controversy and really things, to be honest, that were not easy. As a female that was a CEO and a scientist, I've seen just a lot of different things. And finally, one day it hit me that, this was my body and this was my one life. And I was going to have to be my own inspiration. I was not going to be able to lean on other people. I needed to lean on myself because God gave me a lot of gifts that I needed to love myself first. And then through that, even though I'm a scientist, I really look at myself as a humanitarian that helps people learn how to cure the causes that are inside of them, because we each have these root causes that cause issues in our life, whether we've been exposed to environmental toxins or we've had stress or we've had cancer. And so all the books are really about getting to the root cause and healing your own body by supporting yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually.
You have 6 tips or takeaways from your new book. Let's start with the first one. Observe yourself.
Yes. I always tell people you've got to observe what's going on, regardless of which country I've been in throughout my life or which environment. I have to observe how I'm feeling and what I'm doing and rely on myself to really be the catalyst of change, of positive solutions. And so I tell people you've got to learn yourself. You got to observe yourself. You have a lot of houses you could live in your life, places you could travel to, but this is your body, this is your mind, and you've really got to observe what's going on because there's only one you. So you've got to empower yourself to be the best you possible.
You also say practice consistency, and also you mention in this list of 6 to set logical goals for yourself as well.
Yes, consistency is really important in life, like having a plan and knowing what you're going to do every day and being consistent with the things that are around you and the people you love amongst the chaos, right? Because we all have all these different things, and especially in the world right now, there's all these issues going on. But if you can be consistent with the way you love, with the way you think, with the things you do, that really helps you. And then you have to set goals for yourself and know where you're going. I tell people this all the time. If you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. And it doesn't matter about everyone around you. It matters about the goals you're setting and then what you want to achieve in your life. So it's really important that people focus on that.
Great perspective. You also say search in the mirror, surround yourself with people who are honest with you, and you round out your list with face challenges head on.
Right. So I tell people this all the time. You need to look in the mirror every morning when you get up, and you need to tell yourself that you love yourself. I think that's really key and very important to everything. setting people around you that are consistent and strong are also very, very important. My first master's and PhD were in psychology, so I do understand how important it is for people to set these goals. And then you want to leave a legacy. So to leave a legacy, you've got to really lean on yourself and the people around you by setting the goals, being the example, depending on yourself, but also depending sometimes on others around you that will give you strength. So it's really important to select the right people that you choose to spend the rest of your life with.
Dr. Rom, terrific chatting with you. For more information, where can people go to get your book?
You can go to therootbrands.com. That's the company that's in 76 countries, or you can go to Amazon or Dr. Christina Rom. That's my website. And we also have Instagram and social media.
Dr. Christina Rom, thank you so much for joining us. We'll share this interview on our website, drchristinarom.com, for more information on her book. Dr. Christina, thank you.
All right, and then there's this. All right, it's weird that we even have to talk about this, but according to food safety experts, no, you cannot use your pumpkin you can either use it as a cooking ingredient or as a decoration, but not both. All right, let me explain why. Pumpkins that we have when we put them outside are low acid vegetables. So once they're cut and they sit out at room temperature, pathogens actually start growing rapidly on the skin. We're also not usually following proper food handling procedures when we're carving pumpkins,
True.
right? So stuff like washing hands before carving, washing the pumpkin, carving them on clean surfaces, using clean tools as well, big deal. Now you could eat the pumpkin if you decorate it without actually cutting into it. All you have to do is draw or maybe even paint a face on the pumpkin instead of carving it.
Okay.
But even then, the bigger the pumpkin that you get, actually the taste is worse, so it's not really ideal for eating as well, since they usually don't have the best flavor or the texture as well. And I know if you're going to do the seeds, keep the pumpkin seeds, which we normally do, you want to make sure obviously you're cleaning your hands. You also want to make sure that you've cleaned the pumpkin and the tools that you're using all together. And once you dig down in there and pull it all out, to make sure that you set that aside and you wash the pumpkin seeds as well. So it's a big deal that they do that.
You got to be careful though, because you can't let those pumpkin guts go down the drain, because if they do, you're going to clog your drain up.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that, what to do with them. First of all, I think you
Yes.
should bake them, because they're actually very delicious.
Yeah.
And a treat for that time of year as well. But very good point on that.
You also said carve the pumpkin at the bottom.
Yes. Everybody forgets to do that because you always
Yeah.
think, and then you pull it up and it's like, you always want to cut the bottom of the pumpkin all together. That way you could set the candle on top of it. It's easier to blow out, to light it, everything in the world. Everybody, that's the first thing you do. Flip it upside down, then do your cutting. Little tricks and tips. Either eat it or decorate it, one or the other.
Don't
not
do
both.
both.
All right? More flashing, more good stuff coming up right after this. We're doing Screen Chat. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's Thursday, which means it's time to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony!
Thanks, Mitch. Now in theaters is the animated feature The Canterville Ghost. It's based on the short story by Oscar Wilde.
Ghost or no ghost, this family are here to stay.
I hate it here.
Okay, good talk.
Henry Fitzhumphrey. We used to own the place until the ghost drove us out.
Really? I need your help to scare my parents out of here.
A goblin!
Do you mind, sir?
The ghost of Sir Simon Canterville has been roaming his castle for centuries, searching in vain for a brave descendant who will release him from his curse. Can the daughter of the American family that just moved in help him? I chatted with director Robert Chandler.
Well, I mean, I believe in children. I believe that children like to be frightened, entertained. They do feel the sort of themes that the adults almost take for granted. They do feel them. We had a 10-year-old boy saying, when someone asked him what he got from an advanced screening, he just said that you shouldn't waste time and that you should make the most of life while you have it. This is a 10-year-old boy. And I almost burst into tears.
If you have youngsters and want to take them out to a kid-friendly, fun ghost story, this one will do nicely. The characters are charming and the animation is bright and colorful with a warm and witty script. Again, The Canterville Ghost is in selected theaters this Friday. It gets a B and is rated PG. Streaming on Apple TV Plus is the comedy drama series Lessons in Chemistry. It stars Brie Larson.
Just like you crying of the time of your life.
You've got something almost no one has.
Breaking through the atmosphere.
A platform. What you say matters.
Politics don't belong in the kitchen. A man wants his wife to make him a drink after a long day at work.
Why do you assume that his day was longer than hers? Why don't you make them drink?
Based on the book by Elizabeth Zott, in the 1950s, after a woman's dream of being a scientist is dashed, she accepts a job on a TV cooking show and sets out to teach a nation of overlooked housewives way more than just recipes. I chatted with the show's food consultant, Courtney McBroom.
Well, I think that the story of Elizabeth Zott is such a universal story. Everyone, I think there's a little bit Elizabeth Zott in all of us. I can relate to her. Even, you don't even necessarily need to be a woman to relate to the hardships that she's gone through. And her tenacity and her ability to never give up and to stand strong in her conviction of who she is and to never apologize for it. So inspiring. I love it so much, and I'm so happy and proud to have gotten to have a role in the creation of this show. It's so cool.
Lessons in Chemistry is a must-watch series due to its insightful writing, compelling characters, and acting. Check it out streaming on Apple TV Plus. It gets a B and is rated TVMA. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Thanks, Tony. Well, let's dive into some daily digits. Your first one today is 3.1 million. That's how much a model of an X-Wing fighter from the iconic Death Star battle scene in the 1977 film Star Wars: A New Hope just sold at auction.
Whoa.
For $3.1 million for the toy, far exceeding the opening price of $400K, and setting a record for a prop used on screen. Friends of Greg Gine, a Hollywood visual effects artist, discovered the X-Wing stashed away in his garage last year after he died at the age of 76. Mr. Gine was quite the collector, and all of his collections sold for over $13 million. Not bad for a bunch of junk just laying around his two houses. Your next digit today is 1,390. That's how much the new price for Pfizer's Paxlovid drug is going for. And what doesn't feel like a real price jump, Pfizer's Paxlovid, the life-saving antiviral drug used to reduce the risk of COVID-19, remember that whole thing? Its price over a year ago was nearly half. Now, the new price doesn't include rebates or other discounts to insurers and pharmacy benefit managers. No reason was given for the outrageous price hike aside from the increase in demand as the case of COVID-19 has risen in recent months.
Interesting.
Go figure how that works, right?
Yeah.
Now, your next digit today is 200. That's how many yards you'll have to prove you can drive a golf ball if you want to grab these new kicks. A sneaker shop in London called Pitch London is making would-be buyers prove they can drive a golf ball in 2 attempts over 200 yards for men and 150 for women. Only 72 pairs of the shoes, which are a collaboration between Nike and rapper Travis Scott, will be available in person or via an online auction. The reason for promotion is to keep online resellers from simply scooping them up and turning and burning them online, which is a huge... I'm a sneakerhead.
Yeah, you are.
I'm wearing my Jordans today. It is such a problem to get any shoes you want nowadays because these guys get them and they resell them.
Well, and now this one's interesting because the swoop is backwards.
Yeah, and that's a Travis Scott thing, and that's what makes them unique.
Well, it makes them worth that much more. Maddie, thank you so much. More trending news and entertainment coming up right after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
All righty. I don't know if Tuesday, if you heard about it, everybody's been talking about the newest player in the NBA. His name is Victor Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
Everybody's talking about it. They're saying this kid's probably going to be the next LeBron. Like, they needed somebody like him for the NBA. He plays for San Antonio. Earlier in the week when they were getting ready to play the Mavericks Monday night, so their assistant coach, because this kid has an 8-foot wingspan.
Yeah, he's huge.
So the coach was like practicing with these little like wings on, like to show him how far they could do. He's got quite a the kid is 7'4". He has an 8-foot wingspan. His mom played professional basketball in France. His dad was a high jumper, and his sister won a gold in the European Championship back in 2017.
All underachievers, all of them.
So he comes America. And they're saying they need somebody like this because LeBron's kind of aging out somewhat. They need somebody new, kind of like the Kobe, because this kid's only 19 years old. So we're going to be hearing a whole lot. They're calling it Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
Which sounds, if you say it 3 times in the mirror, somebody appears. I'm not sure who you go.
Yeah, LeBron appears. Saying, I want my career. I'm not done yet.
Right, there you go. So check that out.
Should be a fun NBA season with a lot of new talent. Well, shocking video from Disneyland shows a group of adults in a wild fight inside the California theme park. At least 5 men and women were seen shoving, punching, kicking, and wrestling with each other near the Mad Tea Party attraction. Still unclear what led to the fight, which ended with a baby stroller nearly tipping on its side. No arrest yet following the confrontation as the incident remains under investigation. But these are all adults involved in what looks like a knockdown, throwdown fight in front of other park goers, other kids, other families.
The little girl in the red right there looks scared to death. And yeah, this is supposed to be, kids play. And why can't people just act normal? And it's probably, I know that tensions get high, especially the kind of money you're spending and somebody bumps into somebody and that sort of thing. But we got to live in a better world than this.
It seems though a lot of these groups are family groups or groups that get together and then for whatever reason a meltdown happens within the group and then fists start flying.
90% of those fights at the parks are over stroller parking.
Is that so?
A lot of times it's over stroller parking because they want a premium spot so stuff doesn't get stolen or whatever, because there's always just rows and rows and people want this spot or they want to take their stroller over or somebody runs into, it's always over strollers. So now there's talk of them like limiting the size of the strollers, which they've said forever they were going to do, but they haven't really. So that's what a lot of those fights end up
What
being.
about getting rid of strollers altogether at the
I
park?
would love that. Please, haul your kid around like my dad did.
I remember going to one of the major theme parks and somebody hit me. You ever get hit on your heel?
Right in the Achilles.
Oh my gosh. And then you can't walk. Then now I need a stroller to get around afterwards. Honest to goodness, that happened to me. Medical experts are sounding the alarm over another strange social media trend which sees people using a device to pinch their cheeks to achieve the look of dimples.
Come on now.
It's called the Dimple Maker. It's a cherry-shaped tweezer-like device with 2 small round connections at the end of the wires. The goal is to pinch between the inner and outer cheeks to create a dent, all in the hopes of achieving dimples. Even though the effects of the device are temporary, they could cause some lasting damage to your face. Natural dimples are genetic and are caused by irregular growth of facial muscles while in the womb. And the reason why, if we can go out to 3 here, you can't talk very well. That's what happens right there.
You got the dimples.
Yeah, I had dimples. Yeah, the beard hides
and you
them.
got it covered up by the beard.
But when I was a kid, everybody wanted to, the old ladies always wanted to touch them. And I'm like,
hang on, I got a way to fix this. We're just going to walk around from now on, and I'm just going to hold you like this.
Yeah, it's
just everywhere we go, we're just doing that. Okay?
Hey,
this isn't weird at all, is it?
No, not weird at all.
There's a mat on my back.
Can we stop with the TikTok nonsense? Now, why isn't TikTok banning this? Why do they not remove all of those videos?
No, you're right, because it is, I'm not going to go as far as calling it self-mutilation, but you are doing something that doesn't, obviously, the experts are saying this is not healthy at all, but yet they should say, all right, we're not going to be, are they liable now if they're showing and promoting it?
Yes.
So
I agree.
I don't like having Matt hanging around me like that all day, all right? Here we go. We'll have more.
You can order your own Matt Dimple Maker.
Sit down. We'll have more Flash right after this.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Does the current housing market have your dreams of owning a home fading away? If so, you're not alone. According to Zillow, it would take almost 9 years to save up a 10% down payment on the typical U.S. home.
And so that's why Icelandic Elves, with a little help from Icelandic Provisions Skier, will be listing a one-of-a-kind custom elf-sized property like the one you see right here. This thing is really, really cool. It is enchanting. Anything miniature is enchanting, right?
Yeah, very cool. Well, the home comes fully furnished with micro amenities, though you might just need a magnifying glass to admire the details. And this cool Icelandic decor, this tiny magical home, has been designed with care by Icelandic elves, full of Nordic charm.
Interesting. Well, check this out. The kitchen features matching tile floor and countertops that follow the old Icelandic style. The fridge is packed with Icelandic Provisions Skier, of course. And my favorite part is actually tucked away in the corner of the kitchen. There's a napping bench.
Ooh.
Now, here's the deal. This unique miniature elf house is listed on Zillow, and you can actually put in an imaginary bid. One lucky winner will be awarded $10,000 to apply towards the down payment of a real life-size dream home with a human-sized fridge full of Icelandic Provisions Skier. Just visit Zillow.com/house/Icelandic Provisions to see photos of the teeny little house and hit contact Elf Realtor to make your best imaginary bid. It all happens now through November 30th, 2023. All right, hey, what's for dinner, right? Question can be dinner time, making it one of the most challenging and stressful times of the day. You know what we're talking about. If you're like me, you don't always have your weekly dinners planned. You're probably asking yourself that question more often than you like. Don't worry, we got you covered.
Yeah, Stouffer's, the brand known for its personal and family comfort food dishes, has been helping answer this question throughout its nearly 100-year history. Stouffer's offers high-quality, flavorful dishes that everyone loves. And the best part is they are easy to prepare, like this delicious-looking dish right here.
Yeah, I make these all the time. They're really, really good. Stouffer is actually launching a new campaign called Meaty Cheesy to help simplify the dinner time routine. And as we are getting closer to the season where we're all a little bit distracted with the busyness of the holidays, saving time by having prepared meals on hand is a lifesaver. And the campaign is celebrating my favorite, the beloved lasagna. Who doesn't love that? It's so delicious and has none of the fuss.
We love this. Also new this holiday season, Stouffer's introduced its Comfort Calendar, the calendar's first limited edition advent calendar, designed to serve up a variety of great tasting, no-fuss dishes to help overcome the stress of cooking from scratch, whether it's the days after Thanksgiving or the blurry days of Christmas week.
We all know about those days. The Stouffer's Comfort Calendar is an updated spin on the age-old holiday tradition that includes 7 convenient family favorite recipes. Just visit shopstoufers.goodness.com if you want more details, and save some for me. It's delicious. No doubt that it is exciting times when it comes to the augmented reality in the classroom. Snap Inc. is teaming up in spirit to bring immersive AR learning technology to classrooms. Check this out.
So augmented reality is already being used to enhance communication and creativity, but it has so much potential for education. Augmented reality can really help simplify complex concepts like math and science lessons by creating hands-on learning experiences without blocking out the real world, whether students are learning from the classroom or at home. Our partnership with Inspirit is an exciting step forward to integrate AR curriculums into the classroom to help prove how it can be beneficial for learning.
Many students haven't grasped the true advantages of AR learning just yet. And so that's why we work directly with educators to develop this interactive AR curriculum. And we found that AR increased their student engagement by 50%. And students also believe that it improved their memory and knowledge retention. And we're really excited to create a powerful AR learning tool that truly impacts student outcomes. If you're interested in learning more about the product or even trying out a free demo, you can head over to inspiritvr.com to learn more.
You know what the great thing about our website is? You can find all of that stuff on there, right?
And it's free. It's open right now. dailyflashshow.com. Good call on that. More Flash after this.
Life Love Shopping is a weekly 30-minute lifestyle show hosted by Andrea Jackson. It's focused on the latest trends for your health, home, and happiness. Life Love Shopping offers viewers ways to improve their life and style, wellness, and relationships. If you live it, love it, or buy it, Life Love Shopping will talk about it.
We start today's show with the happiest jobs in America. A recent study found physical therapists take the top spot when it comes to job satisfaction.
Life Love Shopping, your life and style guide from A to Z.
Did you know that if an earthquake or flood strikes, your insurance policy might not cover the damage or to the property unless you have an extra insurance? Here to help understand and prepare for the risk is the president of the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, Clara Lindley Myers, with some tips on being prepared. Hello, Clara.
Hello.
Hi, so why is insurance for natural disasters so important?
It is incredibly important because you want to make sure that you're securing your finances for your business or your property, and also to protect yourself. So it is extremely important that you receive coverage for the specific perils like flood, earthquake, wildfires, and wind damage. And you want to make sure that you are you are covered for any damage that might occur.
Okay, and outside of Alaska, Hawaii, and the West Coast, why should our viewers living in other areas of the country be concerned?
We should be concerned because earthquakes can happen in all 50 states and the U.S. territories. The fault lines are everywhere, and so you want to make sure that you are covered no matter where you live, that you're covered for earthquake, so that you and any of the perils, so that you can make sure that you maintain your area of living so that you can flourish. Because once the earthquake hit, if you don't have any coverage for it, you're out of luck. You have no coverage, and you're not able to utilize any coverages that you could have had you on the front end gotten coverage for that peril.
It's great
Especially
info.
here.
It's great info, Clara, but where can we go for more information?
You can go for more information at NAIC.org or your state insurance department.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Megan B. Murphy is a successful magazine editor, author, and on-air personality. After a breast cancer scare, Megan decided to take action and undergo genetic testing. She calls herself a one-year pre-viver and is passionate about raising awareness for genetic testing. She's joining us now with more.
I have always worried about my breast cancer risk because my mother is a 2-time breast cancer survivor. We have an extensive family history. Nearly every woman on my mom's side of the family has battled or is currently battling breast cancer. My father died of pancreatic cancer. And on top of all that, I have incredibly dense breasts. I've done vigilant screenings all through my 30s. I've had follow-up sonograms and MRIs, and ultimately had a lump which, by the grace of God, turned out to be benign. But genetic testing proved to be the ultimate tool in my health toolkit. It empowered me to take charge of my health. So after I had the lump and the scare, my breast surgeon turned to me and said, "We need a full picture of your health. We need to know exactly what we're dealing with here." And that's when we turned to Invitae and got this complete picture. It turns out I had a change in the DNA of my CHEK2 gene. I think a lot of us know about BRCA1 or BRCA2. This variation, the CHEK2 gene variation, also puts you at higher risk for developing breast cancer. And when my husband and I sat down with a genetic counselor and looked at these factors, I had incredibly dense breasts, I had this robust family history, and I had this change in the DNA of my CHEK2 gene. We knew that we had to be as proactive as possible. And that's when I made the decision to have a proactive or preventative double mastectomy with reconstruction a year ago this month, actually. So a lot to celebrate. I refer to myself as a previver because within the breast cancer community, it's a way of describing my mother as a survivor. I am a previver. I took preventative or proactive measures, had a proactive double mastectomy to significantly decrease my risk for breast cancer. I am so grateful for Invitae to empowering me with this information. And if you want to learn more, talk to your doctor and go to invitae.com. That's INVITAE.com.
Sunday, October 29th is National Oatmeal Day, and to celebrate, we head straight to the Quaker Test Kitchen for new ways to enjoy this healthy pantry staple.
Yes, thanks for having me. And as the official oatmeal sponsor of the NFL, you can imagine National Oatmeal Day is a pretty big deal around here. So we're celebrating in multiple ways. First of all, we're kicking off our Quaker pre-grain tour with the NFL, and we'll be visiting cities and stadiums to showcase our Quaker food trucks, which will be giving out samples for consumers to try from recipes out of what we're calling our Quaker Playbook. The playbook has 32 recipes, and as you can imagine, they're inspired by all 32 NFL teams and their respective cities, really showcasing the versatility of oats. So, whether that be lunch, snacks, breakfast, or dinner, there's a Quaker product in there for you. But beyond all that, we are also partnering with a national nonprofit to give back. We believe that life circumstances should not be a barrier to good nutrition. That's why we're partnering with Gen Youth to provide $250,000 to fight child hunger. Something else that we're doing as the weather gets colder this fall season is we're continuing to roll out new product. This time around, we're excited to showcase our new Quaker Oat Fruit Fusion. It is an instant pack, which is very convenient for consumers and is pack loaded with vitamins E, D, C, zinc, calcium, made with no artificial flavors, no artificial colors, and made with 100% real fruit. A strawberry peach flavor, raspberry strawberry, and blueberry blackberry. Really excited for everyone to give them a try if they haven't yet. So, to learn more or for more information, check out QuakerOats.com. There you can find recipe inspirations, keep up with our latest product launches, and download our Quaker Playbook, in which you will find all 32 recipes in partnership with the NFL. As well, follow us on Instagram and TikTok where you find familiar faces ready to inspire you using the Quaker brand.
What is KSA Entertainment? It's trending news, entertainment, lifestyle. KSA Entertainment. Culture. It's love. It's food. It's family. KSA. It's life. It's shopping. It's empowerment. KSA Entertainment. It's fitness. It's travel. KSA. It's fun. It's engaging. It's Daily Flash. Daily Flash Latino. Life, love, shopping. This is KSA Entertainment.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. In this day and age of home improvement, it's all about sustainability. Here's Jenny and Dave Mars, the hosts of HGTV's Fixer to Fabulous, along with Mark Bellinger from Daikin Comfort Technologies of North America.
Sustainability is this word that feels overwhelming at times, and it really doesn't have to be. Can be really simple. Easy things that you can do in your own home, like turn off the lights when you leave the room, turn off the water while you're brushing your teeth. All of those things that we grew up hearing from our parents, we can instill in our own kids today. Yeah. And while they feel incredibly simple, they really are incredibly important. And then, of course, there's big things like technology and incorporating sustainable technology into your home. The reason we partnered with Daikin on this sustainability series is because of the work that they're doing.
It is a 6-part miniseries where we actually dive into some of these issues of sustainability that seem overwhelming, that seem out of reach. I mean, for example, heating and cooling is 40 to 60% of our energy use. I mean, that's a big one. And that's how we got to know Mark and Daikin, because they are leading the charge on sustainability in HVAC.
Just to explain it simply, right? One of the key technology that we like to talk about on the show, on the sustainability series, is the heat pump technology, right? A heat pump is a system that heat and cool the home only using electricity. So in the winter, we can replace, in a lot of cases, a gas furnace, right? Mm-hmm. With an all-electric heat pump. So we can extract the heat energy from the outside air, right, and bring it inside the home through a traditional refrigeration cycle, right? Most people are familiar with air conditioning. It's essentially the same thing, except you can reverse the cycle for winter and heat the house as well at the same time. And what the homeowners is going to discover in the next few months is that now there is going to be a change in heating and cooling system where manufacturers will be using a low global warming potential refrigerant. So what we would recommend for the users in about a year and a half is to look at the mark that's called R32 that indicates that your refrigerant used in the system now has a very low global warming potential.
You can find the sustainability series at sustainabilityseries.com.
Well, that does it for our Thursday show.
That does it. I think we'll be back for more tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're back just 23 hours. Y'all take care. We'll see when we look at you. Head to our website, dailyflashshow.com, for more info.